Alright guys, today what we're looking at is being able to write an expression from a verbal description. That's what we're going to look at first, and then we're going to go back and do some evaluating too. So being able to translate words into math, into an actual algebraic expression or numerical expression is really, really important, okay? It helps us to solve word problems, and all it really requires is a little bit of knowledge of some commonly used words. So we're going to be starting with a little bit of vocab again. Again, if you want some more thorough definitions, go ahead and check your book. I'll just give some brief definitions here. So a variable is a letter that, oops, bad spelling, a letter that takes a place of a number. Okay, so it does need to represent a number for it to be a variable. What number it is, who knows? Substituting, that means replacing the variable with something. That something could be a number. It could be with another variable, it could be with an entire expression, but for right now we're going to be assuming that's just a number. Terms are separated by addition and subtraction within an expression. So like 3 plus 2, the 3 and the 2 would be terms. Or even if we had some multiplication there, like 3 times 2 plus 5, 5 and 3 times 2 would both be terms. Factors are numbers that are multiplied. So if we broke, for example, the number 18 down into its factors, we could break it down into factors of 6 and 3, or even multiple factors of 3, 2, and another 3. And each of those numbers in either of those cases would be considered factors. Sum means addition. Product, multiplication. Difference means division. Oh, sorry, quotient means division, and difference means good old subtraction. So, in translating words into algebraic expressions or numerical expressions, all you really have to do is keep in mind, especially those four words, sum, product, difference, and quotient, what they stand for, and you should be good. But you're going to see some other words used in here too. So the product of 4 and 3, product means multiplication, so we're going to take 4 and 3 and multiply them. Now here, it's not really confusing, but this is your answer, not 12. 12 would not be your answer, okay, because all you're being asked to do is translate the words into an expression. Once you've got the expression, you're done. The sum of y and 4, why don't you go ahead and think about what that is, pause if you need to, and then I'll reveal the answer. Okay, so the answer to this one is either y plus 4 or 4 plus y. Since addition can be done in any order, it doesn't really matter what order we put it in. 50 less than x, I'm going to write down two possible options. Less than does mean subtraction, but which of these is it? So hopefully you realize that it was this one and not this one. The order does make a difference with subtraction. Think of if I have 10 less than the $30 I started with because I spent $10, I'd have 20 left. If I subtract in the other order, I'd get a negative number. So if it's 50 less than x, the 50 is the number being subtracted. That's definitely something that's important to remember. Okay, now let's say that you actually have a nice expression already. You don't have to do any translating. Okay, so let's say that you have 72 divided by x plus 5. When you're doing this and when you're supposed to substitute in, the thing that I usually like to do is, for example, if I'm plugging in x equals 6, what I like to do is I actually like to put that number in parentheses, even if there's already parentheses in there. This is a good habit to get into early because when you get negative numbers involved, or when you're substituting something more than just a simple number, which is something that we will do during this class, you are going to want to make sure there's parentheses around it so you're kind of sure it's included. Now in this case, do the parentheses really matter? No, because you're just dividing by a regular old positive number and we can't simplify this at all. Okay, but just kind of keep that in mind. So order of operations says we do 72 divided by 6 first. 72 divided by 6 is 12. And 12 plus 5 is 17. So really we're not doing anything different than we were in the last video. We're just plugging in a variable first. We're substituting a numerical quantity in for the variable first. So why don't you try the second one, and then I'll go ahead and give you the answer. Pause, come back if you need to. Alright, so again, plug in. Again, you don't need to use parentheses, they don't matter here, but just be aware that there may be times where you see me throw in parentheses around something that's plugged in, but I'll more so do that when we're plugging in a negative number or plugging in something more than just a single positive number. So don't be shocked when you see that later on in this class. So 72 divided by 12 is 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. Okay, so nothing really mind-blowing today, just a little bit of translation. This translation stuff is going to come up again later on this chapter, but things are going to be a little bit more complicated. So we're just kind of doing a little warm-up here. That's all we got for today. Hope you learned something.